What's going on, people? Today is Sunday, November the 9th, and we're getting our week started. So yesterday I cooked broccoli and cheddar soup, but to go with it, today I am cooking some pork chops. I'm baking them because the shopper that shopped for me the other day did not shop the way I asked them to. I asked for some thin cut pork chops because I wanted some fried pork chops. But they got some really thick ones, about that thick, and there's 4 of them. And because of my jaw still healing, I can't fry those up, and they be tender enough for me to eat them. So the only way for me to cook them, and they be where I need them to be, is to bake them. So in the oven for probably an hour now. So I'm pulling them out to check on them. Oh. You see my supervisor standing over me. Alright, so there they are. They look really good. I don't know that they're done yet, because you see how thick they are. Hold on. See how thick these things are? Even if they are done, I still want them to go a lot longer so that they are pretty much falling apart. And they're definitely not tender the way I want them just yet. So I'm gonna put them back in the oven for a little bit longer. This time I'm gonna leave the foil off. Alright, so it's almost bedtime. This is my last week on this early schedule. Show y'all this broccoli cheddar soup. This is the loaded baked potato soup. Very cheesy. So I made this to go with the pork chops as well. Pork chops still not quite as tender. Reason I cook so much is because I'm supposed to have a couple homeboys pop in this week. We're supposed to be going to the Bucks game on Wednesday night, but I haven't heard anything from them in a couple weeks. I sent them a message a couple weeks ago to like 2 weeks ago, not even 2 weeks ago, like a week and a half ago, to do a temperature gauge to see if they were still coming through. A couple of them looked at it, but they didn't reply. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if they actually coming or not, but my house will be ready for them if they do decide to show up. So right now I'm taking Milo out for the evening, then I'm gonna get ready for bed. Alright, so I get to work super early, so especially when we have to be here at 7 and get here over an hour early. So since we are at our alternative site today, I walked out to Circle K to get me a Mountain Dew, since we don't have a canteen in the building, and right across the street is a Starbucks. So I decided to go in there and get me something to eat because I woke up a little hungry and didn't have time to cook breakfast. And also my trainer has been complaining about the smell of my breakfast, so because he don't like the smell of onions. So I ordered a croissant, and this is what I get. This little bitty croissant was $5, almost $6. So what I deduct from that is that you are paying for the prestige of eating at Starbucks, because for that same amount of money I could have got at least one sandwich that was twice as big as this from Dunkin Donuts. So that's why Dunkin still get my money. Alright, y'all, so I am home from work, and I came home to a surprise. I got this big old package. Now, true transparency, this is actually my Temu package that I ordered back in September. This is the rest of it. But at this point, I had given up hope on it coming because it's been stuck in customs for over a month. So I actually just requested a refund on it the other day. And miraculously, after I requested a refund, it gets released from customs. Now, if you don't know Temu, with Temu, if your package doesn't arrive within 30 days, they automatically declare it lost, and they give you the option to request a refund. And I waited a few days, so as of October 27th, I was able to request a refund. I waited a few days to see if it would start moving. And on Wednesday of last week, I went ahead and requested a refund. And then all of a sudden today, it shows up. So, let's see. These are some shoes that I ordered that are smashed and beat up now. Maybe I can reshape them. That's the one thing about Temu products. This shoe looks better. Because the shoes don't come with boxes, they come looking like this. This is a shirt. It's all beat up. So these must be the two products that they pulled from to inspect. This is a large. It looks rather small, so I wonder if I can fit it. I think I got 3 shirts like this. Then everything else is inside this package. If I look at my order, I think each of those was in 2 different orders. Alright, so let's see here. Yeah, the shirt was in one order and the shoes was in the other order. So those are 2 items that they pulled to inspect. And then I put everything else in one big package. So this is a cardigan. I think this is a large as well. This is the other pair of shoes. this shoe look just as beat up as the other one. This one don't look no better. So I'm hoping once I lace them up and slip my foot in them, they reshape. So that was the blue cardigan. This is the black one. They feel soft and comfortable. And then this is the tan. I'm still trying to get used to the idea of wearing a large because those look small to me. And this is the blue shirt like the white one. Again, all of it looks small, but I have to remind myself I'm coming from a 2X mindset. I've been wearing 2Xs forever. And this is a compression shirt. I definitely don't need compression shirts for quite some time. That's the black one, and then I got a white one. And definitely make sure this white one don't get dirty. So I was saying with the Temu, after 30 days you can request the, after 30 days if your package don't arrive, you can request a refund. And if the package still shows up, you get to keep it. Here's another sweater. You remember from the video where I tried on the coat, I told y'all I ordered clothes to replace the sweaters that I got rid of in the downsizing video. This is over $200 worth of clothes at Temu prices. So that was red. This is navy blue. And then I got black. As you can see, I'm real simple. And these look small. And then I got two pair of pants. Now the pants is what I'm nervous about. After getting them other pants that I got back in September, I'm nervous that these pants are just as thin. So these are brown. They thin, but they're not as thin as those other ones. They are 3X, which according to the Temu website, a 3X is my size. So that's a brown with the black lines. And then this is like a cream with black lines. So I'm gonna try these pants on to see if they fit. They're definitely long enough, but I wonder about the waist. That's my little Temu haul. Alright chat, so it is Wednesday morning. It's right around It's right around 5:40. My book bag is about to pop open. Just got out the lift. Lift that brought me out here to work. Doing the last quarter mile or so to the building. Because if you're not an employee, you cannot come inside the secure fence. And I'm ready to see what this day brings. All right, so it is 3:28. I am home for the day. And today wasn't too bad. We actually got some training done, which we were all pretty pleased about. I want to show y'all something. Y'all gonna see another video come up very soon here. But I did my own. So those are the two containers that I'm growing it in. And last night, they doubled. So I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like inside. All right, and so they smell like bread already. So tonight I'm gonna mix up. Ugh, lighting is terrible. Tonight in another video, I'm gonna make my first loaf of sourdough bread. So that's something I've been working on behind the scenes. So hope you guys appreciate it. But for right now, I'm about to relax. Good morning. It is Thursday morning. Just did the fun part of my morning. I have to run and catch the gate because a car went through before me. So, such is life when you are on public transportation and you work inside of a secure facility. But y'all have a great day. All right, y'all, I made it to Friday. Y'all can't really see me right now. I made it to Friday, so I have officially ended my classroom training, and starting Monday, I go to overnights. So pretty much I'll be back on third shift again. It's an unofficial third shift for them because third shift starts at, the third shift is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and they have me on an adjusted schedule to help out with shift change in the morning. So I come in at 11 to 7. So while the actual third shifters and are leaving and the actual first shifters are coming in, I'll still be there for another hour, covering one particular task that has to be covered at all times. And they've been seeing where that task has been being dropped, and alarms haven't been being answered within the federal time frame that they need to be answered. So they have me and one other person on this 11 to 7, and they are working on getting somebody on a 7 to 3 to cover shift change for second shift. And then they're going to have somebody else on a 3 to 11, two other people on a 3 to 11, to cover shift change for third shift. So that's where things ended, and I forgot to update you guys on what happened with my friends. So we end up not meeting up this week. We did not go to the Bucks game on Wednesday night. I got in touch with them on Monday. Finally, they all admitted that they had been meaning to update me, but with the government shutdown and the way flights have been affected by that, it was 3 friends that were supposed to come. One had already said that he was going to be able to come because he had something going on with his family this weekend that was impacted by that. So we knew he wasn't gonna be here a couple months ago when we started making these plans to get together. The other friend was coming from Milwaukee, and another friend was coming up from Charleston, South Carolina. So I thought the friend from Charleston was going to drive, since Charleston is only 3 hours away, and he had mentioned before that he would drive up. And the friend from Milwaukee, I knew he was going to fly. So when the two of them got to talk to me about flights and how they were being impacted, where they were being canceled, and ticket prices was being driven up. I knew exactly how the conversation was going to end, and I honestly wasn't. Um, I didn't feel any type of negative way about it because flights right now, even without the government shutdown, are ridiculous. At least when it comes to Charlotte. I didn't mention this to them in our text conversation, but I think I've said it in a couple of different blogs over the last month or so, if not longer than that. Um, I might be end up canceling my trip to Phoenix in March because flights are just that ridiculous right now. Um, so just using my situation alone, trying to fly out of Charlotte to um, Phoenix is like $450 round trip. I did check around at other airports, which would require me to have right now have someone take me unless I get a car before March. I checked Atlanta. I checked Charleston, not Charleston. I checked Atlanta. I checked Columbia, South Carolina, Greenville, South Carolina, and I checked Raleigh. And the flights was actually more out of any of those airports. We're talking about close to $550. The other issue that I have with the Phoenix trip, which would not have impacted them coming here, because we had already agreed that everybody was going to stay at my place. Even though I have a 1 bedroom, they were all cool. One person's going to stay on the couch, another person was going to sleep on the air mattress, and if the fourth person had to came, we would just got another air mattress, and everybody would have pretty much camped out in my living room, pretty much. It's the hotels out in Phoenix. Hotels in Phoenix are ridiculous. I gotta straighten out my mustache. It's bothering me. I didn't realize it was so uneven. Um, Hotels in Phoenix are ridiculous. Downtown near, I'm going out there. I was planning on going out there for graduation. This is going to be for me to walk across stage for my associate's degree, even though I'm almost finished with my bachelor's. Um, the graduation is downtown Phoenix at a arena. I forgot the name of the arena. I believe it's where the Phoenix Suns play. And almost every hotel, mind you, this is in March. Now, one thing I didn't look into, I just thought literally just came to mind. It might be a Phoenix Suns game. If this is where the Phoenix Suns play, it might be a Phoenix Suns game, a high profile game that weekend, which is what's driving the prices. But hotels right now are $400 and $500 a night, and I don't know who got it like that, but I don't. Even if I hadn't have had as much time as I did off this year, I would never pay those prices. So I did look around the area, and if I do make the trip, then it looks like it's gonna be best for me to stay in like Mesa or Tempe, Arizona, and then just Uber into downtown. Judging from the map, it looked like it's not gonna be that far of a commute, but also I don't know what the traffic is like out there. So what looks like it could be a 20 to 30 minute ride, for me, not knowing what traffic is like there, could easily be an hour. I mean, take Atlanta or shoot, depending on the time of day, Charlotte or Chicago. Um, a 30-minute trip is easily turned into an hour, hour and a half, if not longer. So, and then even Milwaukee is getting ridiculous right now because they just shut down a bunch of ramps on I-94 for a project that I think they said it's going to take 8 years. Yeah, 8 years. Basically, what they're doing is there's two parts, and I'm getting off topic here. But there's two freeway sections that they have already redone and opened up the lanes to 4 and 5 lanes in those areas, which is the Marquette interchange, which is where 43 and I-94 and I-43 come together. Um, and then out west, the Zoo interchange, where I-94 meets 45. Is that 45? 40, 41, 45, 894 ish. All of that comes together. Um, and again, that's 4 and 5 lanes in that interchange. And traffic is moving so much better there. But between 81st Street and 16th Street in Milwaukee, it's still on the 3 lanes. And that's pretty much the stadium interchange. Over the next 8 years, they're going to be tearing that down. I think they are not right now working from the stadium interchange all the way up to 81st Street, and then once they finish that, they're gonna start on the east end of it from stadium interchange down to 16th Street. Either way it goes, it's gonna be a hot mess, and I've already experienced early on in life where it has taken an hour to get somewhere on that particular freeway. So imagine now with construction going on, it's going to take even longer. And both the 94, the Marquette Interchange project and the Zoo Interchange project, that I want to say those took at least 4 to 5 years for them to complete. So hearing that this is going to take 8 years, and Marquette Interchange, they actually finished early. That was the governor at the time incentivized them to finish early, and they not only finished early, but they came in under budget. And that was right around the time that I moved out of Milwaukee and moved to Columbus, Ohio. And then as I moved back to Milwaukee is when they started the Zoo Interchange. So over the last 15 years, they've been working on widening the freeways. Because when I got back, at the same time I was working on the Zoo Interchange, I was also working on um, 94, 9443 out by Mitchell Airport, from, I want to say from Mitchell, yeah, it was from the what is that interchange called? I forgot what it's called. But yeah, they was working on 894, that area, that takes you out from the takes you. They worked on all of that 894 interchange. I think it is called the airport interchange. I've been disconnected so long. I've easily disconnected from there. So some of the terms that they call things is starting to slip my mind. But yeah, I believe that is called the airport interchange. But yeah, as a matter of fact, from 84th Street on 894 all the way into the interchange and then straight out into Racine County. They was working on that when I first moved back to Milwaukee in 2014, and that project lasted until like 2019, 2020. So now that's what they trying to do now is complete those other sections of the freeway. Like I said, they're working on on 94 from 16th Street up to 84th Street to complete that, and then next thing you're gonna hear is them working on the section from the Marquette interchange into the airport interchange, because that whole section still needs to be done over too. But anyway, I got way off subject. Oh, because another thing that they were working on when I left is from the Marquette interchange all the way up into Ozaukee County and beyond. They were working on widening, redoing the freeway and widening the lanes of 43. So yeah, that one little section from Marquette interchange into the airport interchange, that section still needs to be done in order to make everything run as smoothly as they would like it to run. But anyway, I got way off subject. But yeah, given the flights I'm looking into and the hotel situation I'm looking into, when my friends told me that they are having problems with the flights, and especially with the number of flights that's being canceled, and Charlotte being one of the major or one of the 40 major airports that the FAA was reducing flights by 10%, each airline each day. It didn't surprise me that when they was telling me that their flights was being canceled left and right. And so we just decided that we would get together some other time. It worked out in our favor that we hadn't bought the tickets to the game yet, so nobody lost out on any money. Yes, I had cooked or was prepared to cook for them, but that's not a problem because I freeze food all the time. So um, what I didn't eat this week went in the freezer, so not messed up about that. Um, but we will still get together at some point. They want to shoot for later on, like if not this month, next month, but before the year's out. I told them today I don't think it's going to be realistic just looking at everybody's situation because we do want all four of us to be able to get together at the same time. And my one friend from Atlanta who wasn't coming because he had stuff with his family going on. Um, his schedule is the most unpredictable out of all of ours because he works in the film industry. So he told us today that he got a project where he's going to be tied up from December to February. So I made the suggestion today that we just get together in April because when we first started playing this, there was four particular games that we were looking at going to. Two Milwaukee, two all Hornets games, two against the Bucks and two against the Pistons. And normally when the NBA do their schedule, they kind of mix it up so that um, like one game is here, one game is home, one game is away. But it's for whatever reason, each time the Hornets play both the Bucks and the Pistons, they're all here in Milwaukee in Charlotte. I think they actually playing both teams three times this year, so there is one game away. I didn't look into that. I just looked to see when they was going to be here in Charlotte, and they were supposed to be here for the Bucks. November 12th, which was this past Wednesday, and then again on December 29th. I still might go to the December 29th game just because that is the beginning of my birthday celebration, and I did mention that to them when we were making these plans back in August. So I might still go to the December 29th game. I just have to think about my budget and how that's going to play out. And then the other two games was for against the Pistons. One I believe was February 9th, and the other one is April 10th. Since my friend in Atlanta is going to be tied up until February, he didn't mention exactly when in February he's going to be free, so I just assumed that he's going to be tied up the entire month. Just so that if things, his schedule might say right now he's going to be done in early February, but things might get extended. Weather delays and all that might cause, if he's filming outside, might cause his project to be pushed back and he might not be finished till the end of February. So instead of planning for early February date, I just said, okay, let's just go ahead and plan for the April 10th game. And I also mentioned that during that time, there's a festival here called Charlotte Shout, which that'll be the third one since I've been living here and I still haven't been. It starts April 3rd through the 19th. So I told them that if they come down on April 10th, we can go to the game on the 10th, and then since we're going to make a weekend out of it, over the weekend we can go check out Charlotte Shout. So that's where we at with that. I did find out today that there is a group that I've worked out with in the past. I don't know how many of them that I've worked out with before are here, but at least one, which is my classmate that got me, that introduced me to the group, is in town for the Charlotte Marathon. And I was trying to run the 5K this weekend at the Charlotte Marathon, but it was sold out by the time I went to register, so I wasn't really getting into the race. So I am still planning on going out there in the morning. So I am going to go to bed in a minute so I can get up and go hang out with them because Black Men Run do have a tent, and I'm trying to make my presence a little bit more known among the BMR group here in Charlotte. Because next year, this same time, we're going to be having our national meetup, and I would like to be more involved in that, especially since I'm not officially a captain right now. I do have captain's rights still, um, but they could take that away from me at any moment because I'm not a captain or vice captain of any chapter. Um, but I do faithfully attend every captain's meeting. So I think because I continue to show my um, dedication there, they haven't taken it away. But um, I do want to become more active in the local chapter so that should our captain and vice captains need help with pulling that event together, because it's a national meetup. We're talking about at least 500 plus people coming together, 500 plus members of BMR coming into the city, plus their spouses and potentially their adult children, um, to participate in the Charlotte Marathon, as well as any BMR event over the course of that weekend. So, in order for them to rely on me to help them for that, I need to make myself more known. And they have been checking on me throughout my recovery. I just want to pay it forward by, being as present as I possibly can, especially since now with me not having a car, it makes it more difficult for me to get out on a regular basis to work out with them. Because typically they meet on Monday nights. That's probably the closest one to me. They meet on Monday nights at 6:30 at Protagonist, which is a local bar. Um, and I had said I was going to try to get out there over these last 4 weeks. And each week I had an excuse not to. That's point blank period. That is what it was. It was an excuse. It was bullshit. I should have actually gotten up and went. At least once. This past Monday wasn't happening because it was way too cold, but those other 3 Mondays I could have found a way to get there. Same thing with Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights they meet a little bit further away from me, but Wednesday nights are made it a little bit harder because again they get together around 6:30. I typically go because of the time I have to get up. I had to get up over these last 4 weeks. I was going to bed at 7:30, so that would have pushed my schedule way off. And then I honestly have had no excuse for Saturday mornings other than the fact that they get together at 8 a.m. and I have to catch the train into almost uptown, both on Wednesday and Saturday. So I would have to catch the train almost into uptown. This past Wednesday they did meet a little bit closer to me, but I wasn't sure exactly where it was, so that's the only reason I didn't go. Again, still bullshit. I could have called an Uber if I really wanted to. But going forward on with me being a third shifter, while I don't have my own car, it's going to be a little difficult because I would have to. I can on Monday nights is probably gonna be the best time for me to go because I can rest up. I'll have more time to rest up prior to meeting up with them, and so I can just meet up with them, leave in time enough to come home, shower, get dressed, and take a car to work. Wednesday nights is gonna be more difficult because, like I said, they meet. They usually meet at Lost Worlds, which is a bar in Uptown. If I was to meet with them at Lost Worlds at 6:30, I might as well just take all my stuff with me and go straight to work from there. But with me not having a car, I don't know what storage looks like at Lost Worlds. I'm assuming they don't have any. And I don't want to run the risk of anything being stolen. I don't want my clothes being stolen. I don't want my book bag being stolen. I don't want my lunch being stolen. Because like I said, at 6:30 they meet, and by 7:30 is when I'm supposed to be leaving home to catch the bus up to work to be there by 9:30, even though I don't start until 11. But even if I caught a car, I'm still gonna. That means I'm just gonna be hanging out with them a little bit longer, probably until 9, and then take a car up there instead of coming all the way home. But I got off on a tangent on that. And then Saturday mornings, I haven't decided if I'm gonna go meet with them or not. If I do decide to meet with them, then I'll just make sure that on Friday nights, I won't take my book bag. I'll just make sure I carry clothes that I can change into rather easily before I leave work. And then as far as lunch, I probably won't eat. Just make sure I eat really good before I go to work, and then eat when I get home in the morning. Because they meet at 8 a.m. I get off at 7, so I could catch a car down to. They meet at. I want to say they meet at Charlotte Run Club in Dilworth. I know it's in Dilworth, but I think the place is called Charlotte Run Club. But those are things that I have to really think about and consider over the next couple weeks as I'm readjusting myself, because my video's coming on YouTube in the other room. But yeah, those are things that I just have to think about and kind of plan for as I am adjusted to this new schedule. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and get into bed so that I can get up and do something in the morning. Talk to y'all later. So I made it out here to the Charlotte Marathon. Met up with Black Men Run, grabbing something to eat right now. Alright, y'all, so it is 1:30 now. Yeah, it's 1:36 right now. So I've been back home for about an hour and a half. So I went down to the Charlotte Marathon and hung out with the Black Men at the Black Men Run tent for about 3 hours or so. I would say that it was a decent experience. It was better than I expected. Because everybody was just pouring out love onto me. Given that this is the first time that some of them had met me. This was probably this, and this was definitely the first time any of them have seen me in person since my surgery. A couple of them do follow me on Facebook and Instagram. So they was like really congratulating me on the progress I've made since surgery, and above and beyond that, the progress I've made over the last year in as far as my weight loss. They definitely acknowledged how difficult this year has been for me. So they've been understanding of the fact that I haven't been to as many runs as they or I would have liked to have been at. But they definitely was encouraging me to lean on them more. And it seems like they really want to become true friends and not just associates. So I have to do better about that and let my guard down and let people in that really want to actually be my friend and know the difference between someone that is just trying to placate me versus someone that's actually trying to reach out and be a real friend. Because they did, the captain and another guy, I don't think he's a vice captain, did reach out to me after my surgery and encouraged me to let them know if I needed anything. And I did need some things. I needed help with some things that I didn't feel comfortable asking people outside my family to help me with, and I knew that my family couldn't help me with. So I just sucked it up and dealt with it and got it out the mud like I've been getting it. But the thought did cross my mind to reach out to them, but I just didn't feel comfortable enough to actually do it. That's not to say that they could have actually helped me with what I needed at the time, but at least, the more they say it, the more I might be apt to lean on them a little bit more in the future. But in the meantime, I am back home. One thing I did realize this morning when I was getting dressed is that almost all of my Black Man Run hoodies are pretty much all of them technically are too big. But out of all of them that I have, um, only two of them are 2X. And, a 2X don't look too sloppy on me, but a 3 and a 4X looks ridiculous on me right now. So, and at least two of the four hoodies, Milo, go sit down. At least two of the four hoodies are brand new. Still got the tag on them. I never wore them. And since they don't have my name on, go sit down. Since they don't have my name on them, I'm gonna reach out to the Brotherhood and see if anybody can use them. Um, and the other two, those two, I'm gonna let go for about $10 each because these are like $30, $40 hoodies. And then the other two, they are. I know one of them at least is worn. I have to look and see about the other one. And then there's one 3X that does have my name on it, so that one I'm not gonna give away. I'm gonna keep it. I might frame it. Um, and then I'm sure my shirts are the same way because I was ordering based on my size at that time, and I haven't placed an order since I've been here in Charlotte. So it's definitely time for me to order some new gear. But I have been reluctant to do so because one, I hadn't been participating the way I was in Milwaukee. Two, in the beginning when I first got here, I wasn't sure if I was going to continue to participate with them. But now that has changed. I definitely will continue to be a part of Black Man Run. Um, and my reason for considering not continue with them is that I didn't want to continue to push someone else's dream while letting mine sit on the back burner. So, um, after much prayer and fasting, I realized that Black Men Run is one of those things that will probably be a part of my life for a long time. I've already been with them for 10 years. So I would definitely be ordering some new gear in 2026. Um, there was a lot of talk about our national meetup next year in November. Um, Wilmington chapter was here. I didn't meet the brothers from Fayetteville. I didn't see them or Columbia. But there was a lot of brothers here from Wilmington, and that's Wilmington, North Carolina, not Delaware. So it's definitely a lot of traction for next year. The goal is 250 registrants. So far, we're already at 70. So we're definitely on pace to reach that. Personally, I think we can get 500 if the captains push it the way they're being encouraged to. Then I believe that we can get to 500 because we was at 150, 200 in Atlanta in 2023. And I think in 2019 was Detroit. Um, so if we can do 150 to 200 in those cities, and we're a much smaller organization. I think we've added like at least 5 chapters worldwide since then. We could definitely push it to 500, and that's just brothers, not including spouses and children that are not official members of Black Men Run. Um, right now, we have a free membership, but it is going to go to a paid membership in the next couple of years. Is what the directive is. And I know that we're probably going to lose a lot of brothers when we do go to a paid membership, but those that have experienced the benefits of Black Men Run will more than likely stick around. Because when you look at some of these other run clubs, they have dudes that do every race or every meetup. Black Men Run doesn't do that. So you pay your the way it was when they were trying to introduce the paid structure back in 2017, 18. Um, it was like $100 a year, which is not bad at all. And the reason that flopped was because one of the founders had a stroke that year, so the focus was taken off of things like that to allow him time to heal. And the one founder that was left at the time, he took on a lot more responsibility. So he was trying to balance things out, and that's when the Black Men Run Foundation was created, and a stronger senior leadership format was introduced. Since then, the senior leadership team has grown significantly. I think it went from 5 to about 10 to 15 different positions on the senior leadership team. At one point, I had a desire to be a part of that. I no longer have that desire because I am not in a position in my work life to travel as much as the organization may need me to be at all hands senior leadership meetings and trainings that are conducted across the country. And when they are attending these meetings, they're paying out of pocket. I don't have the loose funds right now to support that kind of travel. So it'd be different if the organization was reimbursing us for travel and stuff, but they don't. So and that's understandable because we're an unincorporated entity that don't make money. Even the gear that we purchase is sold to us at cost. The organization makes no money off of it. We do have a lot of partnerships and things like that, but again, Black Men Run makes no money. Black Men Run Foundation does get donations to push initiatives, which they are working on, I believe, diabetes literacy and high blood pressure right now. But that's where things are right now. So I am chilling right now, and then I will probably go lay down a little bit. I got a busy day on Monday. This is my first weekend this is my weekend before I go into my new schedule. So I got to work at 2 o'clock yesterday. I don't have to be back at work until 11 p.m. on Monday. So I have a lot of time, a lot of hours off. Pretty much 72 plus hours off before I got to be back at work. But Monday, I do have 2 doctor's appointments on opposite sides of town. So they're spread about 4 hours apart. I follow up my surgeon Monday morning at 10:30, and then I have my follow up with my orthodontist at 2. So a lot of playing in my mouth on Monday. But it'll also be able to talk to me about what's going on as far as why my soft tissues are swelling when I eat and drink, mostly when I eat. And right now they're swollen because my breast is on the left side here, are rubbing up against my cheek. So to fix that, I need to just go get some wax. I just saw some wax, I think in the kitchen. So I might, when I get up, I might put some in. But it's also a sign that my teeth are shifting. And again, my braces are supposed to come off in March or April. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this vlog because it's getting quite lengthy. I hope this has been a little bit more enjoyable for you. Next week's vlog, I know, should be a little bit more entertaining. Like I said, I got those 2 doctor's appointments, so I'm gonna try to remember to vlog. That's been my problem when I do go out. I don't remember to vlog. Try to remember to vlog those experiences as much as possible, and then if nothing else happens during the week, um, I'm doing the Jingle Bell Run, which is my first 5K since 2019, 2019, because I haven't run anything since COVID. I'm doing that next Saturday morning, which is going to be an experience in and of itself. Just trying to get there. And then Friday between Friday's going to be interesting because I get off work at 7 a.m. Packet pickup starts at 12, I think 12 to 2 or something like that. 12 to 4 or something like that. So in that time, I might come home and try to get an hour or two of sleep before I go get my packet, and then come home and try to get some more sleep before I go back to work Friday night. And that's where it gets interesting at, because Saturday morning when I get off, I have to get home, get changed, and then get back uptown for the race. The race starts at 9. And if I was to catch the train and the bus home, I wouldn't get home until probably 8:30. So the plan is for me to take a car home, and hopefully there's a driver available when I get off, so I can get home by 7:30. And then from there, I might go ahead and take the train up there, because the race, like I said, the race started at 9. The train runs every 20 minutes. So if I'll already have my clothes laid out before I go to work Friday night. So I'll come in, let Milo out, and then get dressed and head right back out. And hopefully I can catch the train, be on a train by 7:50. Otherwise, I gotta wait until the 8:20 train, and then I won't get there until like right as the gun is going off. So, of course, if I feel like I'm gonna be pushing it, I might go ahead and take a car. Although honestly, in Charlotte, taking a car or taking a train, the train is probably gonna be faster, because it's gonna be a lot of roadblocks and stuff up there. But anyway, this is getting quite long for no reason. But again, I hope next week is a little bit more entertaining for you guys, as well as the week after, because I got a race that week as well, on Thanksgiving Day. Also, I am going to try to squeeze in some cooking before I go to work almost every day that week. So it's going to be some interesting couple weeks here. So I do hope you guys have been enjoying the vlogs, and if not, please let me know what you want to see different. But don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Be sure to hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video. Again, this is Life with Fred.